Watch this clip with me. My heart breaks for this man as his words reflect a real and deep disappointment, not just with God, but with the expectation he carried for 60 years.
No health prayers answered, no career prayers answered, no spousal prayers answered, no children prayers answered, no residential home buying prayers answered, not a single prayer answered in 60 years following Jesus Christ, Christianity, and the Bible. And now I have cancer and no home to retire in thanks to tithing. Is this what following Jesus is all about? What a freaking joke and a mistake. I don't recommend it.
This is exactly why I wrote the formula. Many people are walking through life expecting happiness when God is actually offering something so much deeper: truth, purpose, and eternal joy, not temporary emotional satisfaction. So this man says, following Jesus ruined my life. No, Jesus never ruined your life, but I get it. You know why I get it? Because I've been through the deep pain. I have begged God for help, and I also felt like heaven just was silent. So your statement doesn't sound so shocking at all. If you feel this way, or if you ever thought it, you're not alone. But before you give up, there's something that you need to hear today. Disappointment like that doesn't appear out of nowhere. It comes out of expectation. Expecting one thing and getting another. See, we've been told God will make you happy over and over again. He'll bless you. He'll answer all of your prayers. So when he doesn't answer the way your flesh wants him to answer, the disappointment feels crushing. And that's because all of your life you have gotten used to listening to the one influence Jesus said counts for nothing. That's the flesh. This guy who says following Jesus was a waste of time, don't do it, that is so the flesh talking. I've been trying to give you guys examples of how this influence, the flesh, speaks to us. And this, it's the perfect example. But here's the truth your church doesn't always talk about. God never promised a life of earthly ease or prayers you think should be answered your way. In fact, Jesus said the complete opposite. John 16:33 says, "In this world you will have trouble, but take heart. I have overcome the world." The Greek word here for overcome, it's pretty powerful. I like it. Jesus isn't promising a trouble-free life. He's promising victory despite your troubled life. He's saying you will suffer, but you won't be alone. You will feel pain, but it will not be final. You will lose battles, but I've already won the war. So where did this man's expectation of God will never answer my prayers, God hasn't ever answered my prayers, Jesus ruined my life, where did that idea come from? The flesh is one of the three influences that we listen to specifically for making choices in our lives. Like the decision this man made to stop following Jesus. God didn't answer my prayers and my flesh isn't happy. Check this out. Maybe God was answering your prayers. You just didn't know how to tune into his spirit. Give me a moment and let me read chapter 5 of the formula. I think it says it better than I can. There's a paragraph here. Understanding how the spirit and the flesh may see things is essential to understanding how these two differ. And this is why the two can cause so much confusion. We look at something and our flesh says, I want to be happy. I want to be happy now. And that will make me happy. Then God, through his spirit, says, I want you to be happy too. But I want you to have continuous joy, not just a moment or a season of happiness. Do you see how they look familiar, but they're not? Romans 8:6 says, the mind governed by the flesh is death, but the mind governed by the Spirit is peace. God's Spirit doesn't always fix your pain, but He walks with you in it. It doesn't always give you the answers you want, but it promises truth. The flesh is always disappointed because it just wants blessings, fun, and ease. It's never really satisfied. The Spirit says, no, I'm offering you life, eternal life. If you're angry at God, if you feel like He hasn't shown up for you, let's be honest, can we? I know how easy it is to listen to the wrong voice. The choices we make are strictly ours to make when we don't include God in them. Following Jesus has never been about getting what our flesh wants. You didn't answer my prayers the way I wanted you to. No. Following Jesus is about surrender. It's about becoming like Him. He didn't get everything He wanted either. If you look at Jesus, while He's in the garden, before they take Him away to be crucified, He prays. He's in distress and sorrow. Father, if there's any way, take this cup from me. And then He said, not my will, but yours be done. And it's so ironic that just a few verses later, verse 40 of Matthew 26, He checks in on His disciples who are sleeping. He wants them to pray. He needs their prayers. You know what He says? He gives another teaching point here. Watch and pray so that you will not fall into temptation. The spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. At the point of His death, He's still warning us about the flesh. That's the model. It's not comfort. It's not reward. It's obedience, surrender, and eternal joy. God is not the author of your pain, but He is the only one who can save you from it. If you feel like following Christ has ruined your life, maybe it's because you were expecting instant happiness or gratification. Instead, God was trying to give you something so much better: joy, truth, salvation. You're not forgotten. You're not unheard. If you felt like walking away like this man has, before you do, just take one more step in. Because face it, your flesh is never happy when it doesn't get its way. And that means maybe your spirit is finally waking up. Take the time right now. Please recommit your life to God. Tune into His Spirit. And follow this channel. We talk about how to recognize the voices that shape our decisions, your flesh, your mind, and God's Spirit. And I want to help you hear the voice that always leads to life.